Good afternoon, guys. For those of you who live up in the Worcester area, you need your car or truck worked on, go to Greasy's Garage. Pete and the gang can fix whatever you got. And yes, they carry Bears products. And if you want to learn more about Bears products, just call David at 615-854-3057. Or you go into the description box, scroll all the way down, and you'll see where Bear has links to 2 of his videos there. Also, type in Brodell, you get 10% off. Also, for those of you who want a cool t-shirt, sweatshirt, mega blanket, go to libtardtees.com. Okay, let's go ahead and dig into some of the news here. As we all know, long-term mask use breeds microbes that infiltrate the lungs and contribute to advanced stage lung cancer. When I've said, and I'm going to stick with what I'm saying, we will see tens of thousands of lawsuits from these masks alone, just from these. But we're also going to see lawsuits, people losing their homes for no reason, people losing their businesses that should never have lost them. There will be all kinds of things happening. Let's move on to, now for those of you who think that we're not watching a movie already, and here you have Joe Biden, and he's talking, and his mask, or whoever this is, the mask is coming undone here, down in here. You see when they pull it down, it pulls down all over everything, and it comes down into here. And sometimes it'll come down a little lower, but his comes right down into here. Well, it's starting to come apart. Now, I mean, let's be realistic. You take a look at some of the photos of the supposed Oval Office, and you see where there's cracks like this wide in the partitions. We've seen enough photos of the Oval Office between Obama and President Trump. That's not so. And then there was a picture supposedly of Biden and Harris with some photographers and senators in the supposed Oval Office the other day. That's not the Oval Office. We've all seen the Oval Office many, many times. And that was not the Oval Office. I don't know what studio that was, but anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that I think we're going to be pretty amazed to find out that some of these people, they've already been arrested, and these are just actors. You know, we've heard that they're just actors, but we're beginning to get more and more proof that that in fact is what's going on. Many of these people have already been rounded up, and these are just actors playing it out. And if you're going, oh, come on, that can't be, keep in mind, all these people have body doubles, you know, and some of them have more than one body double, and they look just like them. And so people have done, but there's certain things that you can't change, like the ears and the fingers. Anyway, it's fascinating what we see happening. Absolutely fascinating. And then newly elected Montana Governor Greg Gianforte ends state mask mandate, and that's a really good thing, you bet. It was stupid to begin with. As we know, they don't work, and so yeah, that was, you know, people are just fed up. They're fed up with so many things. And then Trump lawyer Hillary Clinton could be impeached under new precedent. Look, it's not just her. They opened up a huge can of worms. Now we could legally go after Obama, her, Bill, all kinds of people and impeach them. You see, once they opened up that door to President Trump, now we can go after all of these people. And then an update: House impeachment managers fold, back off on witnesses after the Trump legal team announces Pelosi will be called in. Closing arguments again. They begin. So Democrats flipped the script this morning after their case collapsed on Friday against President Trump. Keep in mind, I think it was Democrat Raskin, and he said, well, we take that all back because it wasn't true. You can't make this up. He actually said, we take it all back because it wasn't true. You're just like, seriously? It says Democrats now want to change the rules of calling witnesses. This comes after Senator McConnell announced he will vote to acquit. This comes after Republican Rep. Jamie Herrera Butler of Washington leaked news on a January 6, 2021 phone call between House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and former President Donald Trump. And he's still the president. But anyway, Kevin McCarthy denies the leaked report by Herrera Butler. And it says, according to reports, the Trump legal team requested to call in Speaker Pelosi and Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser to testify before the U.S. Senate. And it says Manu Raju said Democratic senators said Chuck Schumer signaled to them he doesn't know if House Dems will ask for witnesses. We were told just a few minutes ago we don't know. Ben Cardin told me. Cardin said he would be fine with witnesses but doesn't think they're necessary. And then a person familiar with Trump team strategy told me that if Dems seek witnesses, Trump legal team will try to call Pelosi and Bowser. They would need 51 votes to subpoena the witnesses. Democrat managers have refused to comment this morning about witnesses. And it says, it is well known that Pelosi, Bowser, and Mitch McConnell refused to increase security on January 6th for the U.S. Capitol. Senator Ted Cruz agreed this morning that the Trump legal team will call in Speaker Pelosi to testify along with Muriel Bowser, the mayor of D.C. Following this announcement, the House impeachment managers backed off from calling witnesses. They moved on to closing arguments because they're going to lose their rear end. I mean, oh my goodness. And we haven't even gotten to the voter fraud. Holy cow. It says, bummer, calling in Demon Pelosi would have been so much fun. Yeah, could you imagine her stumbling and bumbling through? Holy cow. And as Kyle Cheney says, House impeachment managers folded after signaling they wanted witness. Instead, they agreed to let Herrera Butler's statement stand in as her testimony. Closing arguments and a vote, likely acquittal, coming today. And I believe he was acquitted. And then Mitch McConnell, who organized impeachment with Democrat allies, now says he'll vote to acquit Trump. Gee, I wonder who had a chit-chat with him. McConnell quarterbacked the impeachment trial and allegedly used it to blackmail President Trump. Now he will vote to acquit. Oh, it says McConnell, who helped organize the impeachment proceedings with his Democrat allies and who allegedly used the threat of a conviction to control President Donald Trump's actions after he left the White House, has now told Senate Republicans that he will vote to acquit the former president, essentially instructing his colleagues to do the same. While a close call, I am persuaded that impeachments are a tool of primarily of removal, and we therefore lack jurisdiction. McConnell wrote, quoting Democrat talking points, McConnell continued, the Constitution makes it perfectly clear that presidential criminal misconduct while in office can be prosecuted after the president has left office, which in my view alleviates the otherwise troubling January exception argument raised by the House. These people, they are such a bunch of lowlifes. My goodness. And then the Senate reconvenes at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And let's see here. Let's see. Forget that. Let's go on to. Let's see here. Let's go on to the whole gateway pundit deal here. And yeah, it'd be great if they did call witnesses. It would be great because then Trump could, and he would just lay them low. And Trump released a statement following impeachment acquittal. And Trump was found not guilty on Saturday. He says, I want to first thank my team of dedicated lawyers and others for their tireless work upholding justice and defending truth. His statement began. My deepest thanks as well to all of the United States senators and members of Congress who stood proudly for the Constitution we all revere and for the sacred legal principles at the heart of our country. And it says the statement continued on to say that our cherished constitutional republic was founded on the impartial rule of law, the indispensable safeguard for our liberties, our rights, and our freedoms. It is a sad commentary on our times that one political party in America is given a free pass to denigrate the rule of law, defame law enforcement, cheer mobs, excuse rioters, and transform justice into a tool of political vengeance, and persecute, blacklist, cancel, and suppress all people and viewpoints with whom or which they disagree. I always have and always will be a champion for the unwavering rule of law, the heroes of law enforcement, and the right of Americans to peacefully and honorably debate the issues of the day without malice and without hate. Trump stated that this has been another phase of the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. He noted that no other president has gone through similar. The statement concluded that the movement to make America great again is just beginning, and that he has so much to share with you in the coming months. I bet he does. I bet he does. Oh, he is far, far from saying it's over. Far from it, folks. And let's see here. Senate votes 57 to 43 to acquit President Trump. Here are the 7 Republicans who voted to convict. Let's see who the traitors are. Burr, Cassidy, Collins, Murkowski, Romney, Sass, Toomey. Oh man, in other words, there were Democrats that flipped and they voted not. They voted not to go after him. They're like, no, we've had enough. We don't want no more of this stupid story. Thanks, but no thanks. Moving on, MSNBC and CNN still promoting Lincoln Project after revelations that their founder preyed on teen boys. That's because they're part of that whole group, and they're being told to. And then here's why the Democrats didn't want Trump's legal team to call in Pelosi to testify in the sham impeachment trial. I'll come back to it. And then Michigan Senate Majority Leader says Capitol takeover was staged and a hoax and secretly recorded convo. Yeah, that's I'll tell you his name here in a minute. Shirky. Yeah. He said in a statement it was all staged. In other words, it really all fell apart on him. Something fierce. And then let's see here. So the Democrats went straight to closing arguments because they have no case and they wanted to protect Nancy Pelosi. The reason why the Democrats didn't want Pelosi to testify is because she knew about the planned attack on the Capitol beforehand. The FBI, NYPD, and the USCP had prior knowledge of plans for violence at the U.S. Capitol, including intel threatening murder of police officers. I'm telling you what, it's going to continue. More and more of it is going to continue to come out, folks. And then to Manager Swab will tell us about Fang Fang. Epic, here are the GOP questions that were not asked during the sham impeachment. You bet. And then that looks to be it for now. I want to thank all of you for your support. It is very much appreciated. God bless y'all and have a good day. Bye-bye, guys.